Ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, this podcast is brought to you by Final Form Supplements. Final Form Supplements is a supplement brand with honesty labeling. So the labeling in supplements is Wild Wild West. Sometimes labels aren't honest. They have things in there that's on in there. We don't have to worry about that with Final Form Supplements. We got everything you need from protein powder, creatine, skin care, soap for your skin, handcrafted soap, and we have all kinds of things. Go to finalformsubs.com. That's SUPPS. Finalformsubs.com. Use promo code CoachStrib, all caps, no space. Get 10% off your order. And make sure you like, comment, subscribe on whichever video you're watching here at Ivy Talks Podcast Network. And enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the NBA coverage with my co-host, Coach Calvin. We are going to go over the standings, some statistical leaders, and then I'm going to open it up for my friend, Coach Calvin, for him to take it away, some highlights, lowlights, and just things that we're seeing and things that are going on in NBA. So first off, standings, Eastern Conference. Not much has changed for like the top 3 or 4. We got Cleveland at 1, Boston at 2, New York Knicks at 3, Magic at 4, Bucks at 5, Miami at 6, Hawks at 7, Pacers at 8, Bulls at 9, Pistons at 10, 76ers at 11, Nets at 12, Hornets at 13, Raptors at 14, Wizards at 15. In the West, we have OKC Thunder at 1, Houston Rockets at 2, Grizzlies 3, Mavs 4, Nuggets 5, Lakers 6, Clippers 7, Suns 8, Timberwolves 9, Warriors 10, Spurs 11, Kings 12, Trailblazers 13, Utah Jazz 14, and round us out at the bottom, New Orleans Pelicans at 15. So real quick, some statistical leaders. Points per game, Giannis Antetokounmpo, 32.7. Rebounds per game, Karl Anthony Towns at 13.7. Assists per game, Trae Young at 12. Steals per game, we have Dyson Daniels at 3.2. Blocks per game, Victor Wembanyama at 4.0. Field goal percentage, Daniel Gafford at 72.6%. 3-point percentage, Nikola Jokic at 51.4 from three-point line. Free throw percentage, Joel Embiid at 95.2. Minutes, Mikal Bridges at 38.8. Turnovers, James Harden at 4.7. Now I'm going to open it up to Coach Calvin. What are we seeing going on in the NBA right now?
So, I always go back to the standings and everything like that. It's no secret, man. I think that it's going to be another year of the West just kind of just being the interesting part, I want to say. I think it'll really get interesting right after All-Star break and everything was kind of crunch time and everything. So I mean, you can look at it right now, man. It's like besides the gap, I guess like the biggest gap you want to say is with the Thunder and everything. I guess it's like 4 games from the Rockets. Everything else, everybody else is like a game and a half back to like 2 games and everything like that.
Yeah.
You look at when you look at the East and everything, granted that it's still earlier in the season, but it's kind of getting to that midway through the season and everything like that. I mean, you go to the East, you see there's a little bit more, you know, separation, I guess you want to say, and everything compared to the West and
Yeah.
everything like that. Um, but I got a question for you, actually. Big rumor going around with Jimmy Butler getting traded. If they trade him before the All-Star break or whatever, the trade deadline and everything, what team do you think he would go to? Realistically, where do you see the Heat? Do you see them kind of dropping a little bit more? Or do you see them kind of totally falling out just because they lost Jimmy Butler? Or like, what does it look like for you and everything? Or what you're hearing and everything like that? Because I honestly don't know what team would pick him up that would benefit them. I really don't know, to be honest.
So first I'm gonna answer your question, and then I'm going to give some context. One, when that report started, apparently the Golden State Warriors were like front runners for trying to get him. And I think Golden State Warriors would benefit from having Jimmy Butler. The problem is if you're the Warriors, who do you give up? We obviously know Steph Curry is off the trading block. He's untradeable. But I don't know if giving up Buddy Hield and then some is worth for the Warriors to pick up Jimmy Butler.
You're
For
you're
my
you're giving up Buddy Hill and Kaminga off the rip.
right,
Those
like
are
if you
two
got to
people
do
that are going to
that,
go for sure.
if you got to do that. Now, I'm not saying that Jimmy Butler isn't going to come in and contribute better or to the same extent as Buddy Hield, but the problem is giving up Buddy Hield and Kaminga. Now you lose depth. If you trade two very important key players to your offense for one, you're losing depth along with it. Even though Jimmy Butler can play both sides of the ball, you're losing your depth, and that's what you really in the NBA nowadays. If you go look at all the teams that have won in recent years, they all had depth. That's like you'd have to have a top defense and you gotta have depth. Celtics had a top five defense. Celtics had depth,
And we
right?
know the Warriors struggled with depth at one point too.
Exactly.
So
So I don't know but from the other side of it, I think Buddy Hield, if you can get Buddy Hield and Kaminga or Buddy Hield plus some, I do think Miami still is at the same level they're at. I don't know if they get better. So does it make sense? And then it becomes, I don't know if it might make sense from, I think it'd be a wash. Whatever trade they have with the Golden State Warriors, I think it's a wash. I don't think for Miami, I don't think they get better. Now, if they're doing it for financial reasons to clear cap, it might be a win on that end. And then you could pick up guys for AC next year. But in terms of the level they're at now, if they get Buddy Hield and Kaminga, it's a wash. I don't think you get any better. I don't think you're worse. Now, here's what I will say. I saw a report today. Miami Heat came out with a statement, Eric Spoelstra, and he said, it's a rumor we are not trading Jimmy Butler. So I don't
that's
know.
another thing I wanted to bring up too.
Right. So I saw that report today that it's just rumors. So they're not interested in trading Jimmy Butler. If I'm Miami Heat, I don't know why would you? Because his play style is the epitome of Heat culture. Like he's the type of player that is a Miami Heat player. And I don't, and again, it's not like his play is dropping off. It's not like he's becoming a problem or he's unhappy. So it's almost like, why would you trade him kind of thing? So that's what I've been seeing about that whole talk.
You know, the thing too that I think that's going to make this a lot difficult too is that obviously he wants to get traded to a team that's going to be obviously a championship contender team or a team that's at least going to try to at least get far into the playoffs or whatever. Um,
Mm,
Bro, and if you look at the East and everything, like there's really not any teams on the East and everything that he could really just, jump into and just, just mesh well with and everything. I mean, the Cavs, solid team. They already got their people, Celtics, Knicks, Magic, even though like they're down two players and everything like that, they still know who their people are. Um, Bucks, I mean, that's gonna be hard to get in with Giannis and Dame and everything. I mean, the list goes down longer and longer. The Hawks, Pacers. I mean, once you get down to the Pacers and Pistons, you're kind of like, that's not the ideal teams that I want to go to and everything.
right,
Um,
right. They're not contenders.
exactly. And then you go to the Thunder. Okay, no Rockets. You could see it in everything, but like that's a young team, dude. They got a lot of talent, like future talent and everything. Um, Grizzlies, no. Four Magic, no. Denver, no. Lakers,
Maybe.
you could. Clippers, no. Suns, no. Timberwolves, yeah, shit, they need him, but are they gonna get him? No.
Right.
And then you got the Warriors and everything, man. It's really when I actually heard the news and everything. Obviously, I don't know if it's true or not. Some people are saying it's true, some people are saying it's not. When I actually looked at it, I'm like, what team would actually pursue him?
It
There's
does.
only
Yeah,
like
it
very
doesn't make
small.
sense.
It is a very small margin of people that would even pursue him. So. I don't know, man. I hate it for Jimmy because that's my guy. I love him.
Yeah. Honestly, I love seeing him in a Heat jersey. I hope he stays the rest of his career with Miami and retires a Miami Heat. My personal opinion.
But you know what it do? I tell you this all the time, man. It gets to a certain point where it's just like they made their money. They want to win a ring, man. It
He,
sucks.
he might be able to do it in Miami.
You're gonna have to have some star people around him, man. You're gonna have to get somebody else in there.
They got Bam. If you look on paper, they got a squad, low key. You still
You
got
do.
Tyler Hero, who just had a game winner today, or Dagger. You still got Bam Adebayo, who is probably a top five power forward. Is he center power forward like traditionally? Like
Paper, like if you look at him, he's really a power forward because he really be like bringing the ball up, handle it, and putting the ball on the floor. But I mean,
he plays center,
I
but
don't know, man. And plus, basketball is being like a positionless sport now. It's just like you don't even you need five bodies on the floor now.
right. So besides that, my point is he's considered one of the top big men in the league, right? So you got that.
Arguably, I would say, yeah.
You still got what? Do you still have Duncan Robinson there? Like you, uh,
But you see what I'm saying, man? You don't have that it guy. Like you got Jimmy, but you don't have that Jason Tatum, that that Donovan Mitchell, or.
Tyler Hero.
But is he on that same case? Is he really on that same caliber, bro? Like,
Well, not he's not in the same caliber as Jason Tatum, but he is a it guy. Like if the game's on the line and you can't feed it, you can't get it to Jimmy, or the play opens up to where he's Hero gets the ball, you're still feeling comfortable with him taking the last shot. You see what I'm saying?
yeah. But at the same time, I'm like, I really try to get to Jimmy at some point. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just they got Terry Rozier. Like on paper, they low key got a squad. Now, to your point, are they competing with the New York Knicks, the Celtics, the Cavs of the East? It like you said, it's tough, but yeah. Did you watch any of the Christmas games?
Bro, I tuned into the Lakers and Warriors. That was the only one that really interested me, to be honest.
Hey, that I watched all the games. That was exciting, bro.
Dude, it's kind of hilarious just how it all kind of panned out. It's like Steph Curry hits two unbelievable shots and everything, and Andrew Wiggins gets blown past by Austin Reeves for the game
On a
winner.
layup, like it was
Yeah,
weird.
bro. Like I was just like, fine. Like after he hit that dude, I literally stepped there. I'm like, fine, just like I was like, I'm like, out of everything, you let him get past you on a scoop layup.
No help side.
No
No
help, no
help.
help at all, dude. And the thing, was kind of funny when Austin Reeves got the ball and he was in that triple threat and he kind of like jabbed a little bit with his right. I said he better not go left, and he went left. Scoop, scoop and score, man.
No, yeah, it's a great lineup of basketball. And
Hey, and
Tyler,
that shows you to go. Fundamentals always works, bro.
oh yeah,
Always works.
Ty,
But
here, hey, Tyler Hero's averaging 24 points per game, bro.
oh, I'm sleep then. I'm sorry. I did not know he was putting up them numbers.
40% from the three.
Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous. I don't know why that hadn't been in the. I don't know why it hasn't been brought up, bro. Because that's kind of ridiculous.
But that's really all I got. Just some great Christmas games that's been going on. LeBron James officially passes Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in most minutes played. He's played the most minutes in the NBA. I was talking to one of my friends, and it's crazy to think about how he broke Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record for most points like forever ago. What, like a year and a half, 2 years ago, and he's just now passing the minutes played. So that's just a testament to his efficiency on his scoring. He's done it in less minutes, and I believe he did it in significantly less shots as well. But
Oh, I gotta say another thing, dude. I guess another big thing is that obviously it's another thing too that I kind of want to bring up. NBA has the most watched Christmas days in 5 years, and I think it's
oh
funny
yeah,
too how LeBron said, Christmas Day is NBA, not NFL Day,
yeah.
which I think is kind of funny.
I
Um,
mean, this is he. I mean, they've got a point. This is where the ratings for the NBA kind of after Christmas on is when their ratings are start to climb up because you're getting close to the end of football season. People whose teams are eliminated from the playoffs aren't watching as much. So the ratings for the NFL for specific teams start to drop. So, Charles Barkley even mentioned about how they should just start their season on Christmas or like around Christmas, start their season then, because in terms of TV viewership, no rating wise, nobody's really, I don't say nobody, but comparatively, significantly less people are watching early when the season starts compared to now to the rest of the season.
That's actually kind of true. And I do agree with that because you got all these bowl games and stuff going on now.
That too. And
Versus
now you
like,
get the college football playoffs.
yeah.
It's 12 teams instead of 4. So college football is going to be taking over weekends. You're competing with college football and you're competing with NFL football, which
Okay,
is
my thing,
tough.
my thing is with that is that you started more like you push it out like I don't know what it would look like a month or a month and a half, like later than the usual. How would that affect the playoffs and everything? Because that's gonna have to push back the NBA finals, semifinals, everything like that. That's gonna bleed into like another sport, like a startup of sport. I think we'll bleed into baseball a little bit, I want to say.
Yeah, but they're not worried about bleeding into baseball.
Yeah. I just don't know how it's just funny how that would kind of switch up everything, Everything would be delayed like a month or a month later just
Well,
because.
it wouldn't be that hard. You just push the season back. You just take the season and just shift it back. Start on Christmas. So when the season starts in October, so it's October, November, December, right? So let's say you push it, you move it 2 months behind, so it starts in December. That means the playoffs just start 2 months later. So instead of ending, when do the playoffs end? And May is June, or is it June? Right? That means the NBA would just play the playoffs basically start in the summer and end in like July/August, and then they'd have that few month break. You would just slide everything because they already bleed into baseball, so that's what they've been competing with, and then I think timing wise that worked because right when the NBA ends is basically when college football starts if you move it 2 months. So it would literally be a perfect like sync where the NBA is going to end right as the college football starts, right as the NFL starts, and then the NBA starts right as NFL and college football are ending. So you could have it to where they bleed. They still would bleed maybe a few weeks, like right as like the Super Bowl and stuff's being played. But then you're talking about you're only like week 2 or 3 of the NBA. You know what I'm saying? So you'd have less overlap if you moved it to December and you'd probably have more ratings TV wise because when the NFL's over, it's all basketball. I don't know viewership wise. I don't know how many people are watching the baseball like that. I don't watch baseball. I don't know what their viewership looks like, but I do know it's similar to the NBA where there's so many games that are played. Most people don't watch earlier on. But I think if you had the NBA start towards the end of the NFL or after, you would probably see an uptick in average viewership over the totality of the season due to the fact that there's no football being played, or at least college and or NFL. So it'd be interesting. It does be interesting. And what I would love about it, there would be that that awkward time where there's no basketball or football. That
Yeah.
awkward like 2 month gap, you wouldn't have that anymore.
Yeah, I would actually enjoy that. Because
Yeah.
that
So
must be hell, bro. It just be like, all right,
yeah,
what
I'm just like literally.
so
But yep, that's all I got. Is there anything you want to add on before we sign off?
nah, bruh.
All
Nah.
right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all heard it here. We'll catch you guys next week. NBA coverage. We're out.
I'm gonna chase my dreams. My